Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher and it's the end of September. Tomorrow is actually October 1st, which is kind of hard to believe. This year kind of flew past, went by really quickly. But regardless, it's time to check out everything I picked up throughout the month of September 2024. Everything I added to the collection, including everything I picked up at Edmonton Expo last weekend. So let's jump into the first item I added to my collection, which of course is Funko Pops, or at least some Funko Pops this month. And the first two are completing that Gaming Greats wave, that latest Gaming Greats wave, or Legends wave, as it says on the back of the box here. But this completes that latest wave with Darth Malgus. So I picked up Darth Treya and the HK-47 droid, which I think they both look incredible. This is one wave of Funko Pops that Funko's been doing a fantastic job, an incredible job. If you are a fan of all of the Old Republic video games, Knights of the Old Republic video games, or just gaming, the Star Wars games in general, these are this wave, like the Gaming Greats wave, including like the Cal Kestis stuff, the Jedi Fallen Order. There's like some other games in there. I can't remember which ones they are. Battlefront 2, I believe, that have a few pops. But the Gaming Greats wave of Funko Pops are just an incredible wave, and they keep killing it with it. And this latest wave had Darth Malgus, which I picked up last month, and then of course these two now. So I'll be doing reviews on both of these, so stay tuned for that. Keeping things going with my next Funko Pop I picked up, it was from Hot Topic. I picked up one of the Boba Fett, Fett Legacy Boba Fett Funko Pop. So this is the Boba Fett from the, I think it's Carbon Freezing Chamber one, because it has the kind of yellow grate that he's standing on from the Carbon Freezing Chamber, and it glows in the dark, this one, so the bottom of him glows as if he's standing on that grate on the Carbon Freezing Chamber in Cloud City that's lighting up from the bottom. So it looks really awesome. I haven't seen the other three in person yet, out in the wild yet, but there are three other ones I do need to collect. But this was the first one from this wave that I saw in public in the wild, so had to grab this one. So I'll be doing a review on this one, so stay tuned for that. And then rounding out my Star Wars Funko Pops for this month, I picked up the Darth Maul, the glow-in-the-dark Darth Maul one from the Sith wave, I guess is what we're calling it, or that's what I'm calling it anyways, because there's a bunch of Sith Lords that are in this wave. There's this one here, which is a glow-in-the-dark Darth Maul sculpt from Solo. So like he shows up in the hologram with his double-bladed lightsaber lit. There's a common one, or I guess not even a common, because this one's not an exclusive anywhere. So there is another version of it where he's in full color, and I fully intend on picking that one up, even though it's the exact same sculpt, because Darth Maul is my favorite character, so I'm going to have to get that one as well, and I'm interested to see all the color details on that one compared to this one. But I had to pick this one up as well, because this one is movie accurate, because he is a hologram. But yeah, this one, again, found at Hot Topic. For some reason, up here in Canada, Hot Topic does get the odd one ahead of time, even like before GameStop for some reason. So I was really lucky and was able to get this one. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm going to be doing a review on this one very soon, so stay tuned for that. Next up, I added to my Star Wars Hot Wheel character car collection this month, and I picked up two of the new vehicles, or the newest vehicles. So I got two of them here. We got the Anakin Skywalker, the little Annie with the pod racing helmet. So love the look of that one. It's kind of shaped like his pod racer there, and then the top of the car is shaped like his helmet for the roof there. So that one's very cool. And then the other one is probably my favorite out of these two, the Cad Bane one, where it really resembles Cad Bane. Like, you got the brim of his hat as the roof there, the blue on the hood for his skin, the red windshield for his eyes there. So I really love how they translate these characters into these character cars. So another two Hot Wheels to add to the collection, and I'll be doing reviews on both of these, so stay tuned for those. Next up is some Star Wars items that I got from my wife, which she either picked up for me from a store or she made for me. So the first item she picked up from the Dollarama here in Edmonton, here, one of our local Dollaramas, a dollar store which sells everything under $5. This little guy was there. It's not so little though. So it's Grogu in the pram. It's a ceramic coin bank, and I love the look of this guy. He's got a very nice cartoony almost look to him, an animated look to him. but I think he's going to display really well on my shelf behind me here when I find room for it. But that's the first thing my wife picked up for me. The next thing my wife gave me was this Ahsoka series ramen bowl with chopsticks, which I don't know if I'll use, but the bowl looks very cool. So it's got a bunch of Ahsoka characters. So you got Ahsoka Tano, Sabine Wren, Hera, you got Chopper, you got the fulcrum symbol there, and then you got a couple black chopsticks to go with it. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I'm going to display it. It's going to go in one of my display cases at some point, and maybe I'll put like a little stuffy in there of some sort. I'm not too sure, but I'll figure it out, and it'll be in my collection room tour when I eventually get to doing that. But that's the next thing my wife picked up for me this month. And then the last two things my wife gave me this past month were actually a couple things that she made. So she does make a lot of my Star Wars shirts. She has her own Cricut machine, which she uses to press my shirts on, and she has a little machine that does coffee mugs as well. So she made me a couple coffee mugs here. So the first one you might have seen in one of my live streams, a couple of my live streams. It's the Darth Maul one. So you got Darth Maul at the front there. You got the Sith symbol on the side, and then you got Darth Maul in lettering there. So I think it looks very cool. It's kind of got like a space background to it. And then the other coffee mug, which you got a glimpse of, was the Ahsoka I Am No Jedi mug, which looks very cool as well. These ones I'm going to probably use for coffee. I only have a couple. Actually, I think I only have one Star Wars coffee mug that I actually use for coffee. So these ones will be actual coffee mugs for me to use, because the stuff about these coffee mugs that she's made, they are dishwasher safe. They're completely you're able to wash them and it doesn't come off. So yeah, I'll be using both of these coffee mugs there. But those are the last couple things my wife picked up for me this month, or gave me this month. So next up, I picked up a couple of Star Wars Unleashed figures off of Kastner Auctions, which is a local auction website here in Edmonton. So I picked up two Star Wars Unleashed figures. So I paid, I think, a little over $20 for each of them, which for the two that I got, it's a really good deal. I see these two going for higher than $40 or $50 usually on eBay when I see these ones on there. So the two that I got, the first one is Darth Vader, and this one I've seen on Marketplace. I think a seller was selling it for like $60 on Marketplace in the older packaging, and I know the packaging doesn't really make a difference to me because I take it out of the packaging anyways. But this guy looks phenomenal. He's on the stairs of the Death Star, it looks like, from the back of the packaging. So can't wait to get this guy open. This guy's going to look great on display. All of these Star Wars Unleashed figures look great on display there. They're a really nice option to some of the more expensive statues, such as Sideshow collectibles and stuff like that. So if you're into statue-looking figures, these ones are a good one to look for. And like I said, for just over $20 each, these were a really good deal. So I'll be doing a review on this one as well, so stay tuned for that. And the second one, the one I'm most excited about, is the Asajj Ventress, because we don't really have too many Asajj Ventress items. They did a Black Series figure. There might have been a couple 3 3/4 inch figures. I'm not too sure because I don't collect those. And there hasn't been a Funko Pop yet, but I knew they had this one, and when I saw this one on the auction website, the Kastner auction website, I had to get this one. So this one's a great looking one, and if you look at the back, she's kind of like jumping out of the smoke and the vines, like she's on Dathomir or something, but she looks great. The pose looks awesome, so I'm really excited about getting the two of them open, and I'll be doing a review on this one as well, so stay tuned for that. And then finally moving into my Star Wars haul from Edmonton Expo last weekend. So I did put out a members-only video, so my channel members did get a sneak peek at the stuff I got at Edmonton Expo, but I did come back with quite a bit of stuff. The usual stuff, art prints. I did a couple photo ops. I got some autographs. But I'm gonna start with my badge, because this was the first time I did the press badge at any kind of con. So when you go up to get your press pass at Edmonton Expo, and I'm assuming at any fan expo con such as MegaCon or Fan Expo Chicago, stuff like that, Calgary Expo, which I've been to as well. They give you your badge. I'm assuming they do it the same way, and they write down your company or website name or social media name and your name there. So Christopher Lee, seriously Star Wars. So yeah, I keep all my con badges, and just because this one was my first press pass, that's kind of a milestone for me as well. So very cool that I got that. So next I'm going to jump into a couple items that I picked up at Edmonton Expo, which are items in my collection that I swore I wasn't going to get into, and I've kind of been going down that slippery slope of collecting lately, and that's Lego minifigures. So I have a small collection of Lego minifigures that you've seen me do videos on the channel, so I had to pick these ones up because I feel like they were a good deal and they're very cool characters. So the first one, Hera Syndulla, and the booth that I saw it at had them packaged with an image of the character and then the Lego character on there as well. And I know these aren't legit Lego figures, but it comes with like the little black base to display it, and the torso, the head, all that stuff, and a weapon usually. So that's the Hera Syndulla. Next I picked up the Paz Vizsla, which I think looks really cool. There's no image of the Lego figure on the back, but he comes with quite a bit of pieces. I saw the actual figure on display at this booth, and he looked really, really awesome. So I had to get Paz Vizsla. He's got a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So I'm pretty excited to get this guy opened up and put him together as well. The next Lego minifigure I picked up had to be Darth Maul, because I don't have any Darth Maul minifigs in my collection. So this is a Darth Maul figure for my collection now. Really excited to have this one in the collection. This one looks cool. He's got the shirtless look from, I believe, Rebels, maybe, or possibly from one of the comic books. He doesn't have the mechanical legs here, so maybe it's not Rebels. So possibly a Darth Maul training with his shirt off. But he comes with 2 lightsabers, and I believe you can put both blades into one lightsaber and have him have the double-bladed lightsaber, which is cool. So that's the next one that I picked up. And then the last Lego minifigure, of course, is another Darth Maul. This one is from Rebels with the mechanical claw legs, and I thought this guy looked really, really cool. Again, he does come with a lightsaber. Part of his lightsaber comes with the dark saber as well, so there's a lightsaber with just like a black blade there representing the dark saber, because I don't think they've done anything different to represent the dark saber, but again, comes with the base and the weapons and stuff, the stuff to put his torso and body together. So excited to open these up. And I will be doing reviews or a video on all of these Lego minifigures coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Next, I got a couple autographs at Edmonton Expo, and there were quite a few Star Wars guests this year, and some really big names this time. So we had Anthony Daniels that came to Edmonton Expo this year. This wasn't his first time here. I believe he's been here once before. Tamora Morrison, who played Boba Fett and Jango Fett in Star Wars, showed up, and Boba Fett's my second favorite character, so I had to get his autograph. So I'll show you that in a minute. And then we also had Daniel Logan, who was a last-minute addition, so that was very cool. I went up and talked to him for a little bit, and he is such a great guy to talk to. He's funny. Watched his panel while I was at Edmonton Expo, and his panel was funny. He's just a funny guy. He's cracking all sorts of jokes and stuff. Very, very much like his father, Tamora Morrison, or Boba Fett. So, yeah, Daniel Logan was there. Emily Swallow was there as well from The Mandalorian. And then we had Diana Lee Inosanto and Eman Esfandi from the Ahsoka series. And I met Eman in Calgary Expo when I went there back in April. I didn't get an autograph from him back then, but this time I did. So I'll show you the Ezra Bridger Eman Esfandi plaque. So these plaques were made by AM Custom Plaques on Instagram. You can reach out to him. Ariel does such a great job of these metal plaques, and they come in pretty decent time. They come packaged very well. If Daniel Logan had announced that he was coming sooner, I would have gotten a plaque done for him as well. But next time, Daniel, we'll get you next time. But yeah, that's the plaque that Ariel made for Ezra Bridger, and I've seen a couple of my friends do plaques similar to this or the same as this one, where they did Jabba as his name or Lando as his name, because we know Ezra goes by different aliases, which is part of his charm. But I just went with the good old Ezra Bridger one. But you can see he signed it and he wrote one of his quotes there. Hi Hera, I'm home, which is one of the last things he said in the Ahsoka series in that last episode. So really excited to have that one. And again, like, Emon was such a fun guy to go up and chat to while I was getting my autograph. He actually looked at me and when I came up to get the autograph, he's like, "Do I know you?" So I think he recognized me from, or I think he said, like, "Have we met before?" or something. So I think he recognized me from Calgary back in April when I went to Calgary Expo, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that's my Ezra plaque there. So that's that first one. And then, of course, like I said, I had to get Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison. So that's the Tamora Morrison one that Ariel did from AM Custom Plaques. So definitely go check out his Instagram. I'll leave it linked in the description below for you guys to check out. And these are great for getting autographs. If you don't know what you want to get autographed, and you don't want to get it like a book or a figure autograph, these are pretty cool. They're pretty unique. So that's the one he made for Tamora. It's got Boba Fett from the Book of Boba on one side, and then Jango Fett on the other side, with the signature in the middle. And Tamora is a fun guy to talk to as well. He's very funny. I watched his panel again. He's very funny, like Daniel Logan, cracking jokes. He was singing during his panel, which is funny. But yeah, really excited to have that autograph in my collection now. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit addicted to getting these autographs now. So be careful if you are just starting out getting autographs. They're a little bit addicting to get into. So next, I did get a couple of photo ops, and as I mentioned, C-3PO, Anthony Daniels was there, and because Anthony Daniels is kind of getting up there in age, and we just lost James Earl Jones a couple weeks ago now, Anthony Daniels was one I wanted to get the photo op with before anything happens. I know, things happen, and people join the Force. They're become one with the Force at any point in their lives. But because he's a legacy actor and he's getting up there in age, I wanted to make sure I secured that photo op with him. So I did do the Anthony Daniels photo op there, and Anthony was a great guy to get the photo with. As you see, I took Tony's advice when we did that live stream about talking about stuff to do for first cons, so you can be a pro at going to these Star Wars conventions. And I did a custom shirt I did a different shirt for each of them. So one that had to do with Anthony Daniels, C-3PO, so 3,720 to 1. And I walked up to him and he read the shirt and in the C-3PO voice, and then shook my hand and he said he loved it. And then, of course, we posed for the photo with the little C-3PO doll there as well. So that was cool. That made my day. And then the same day I did my second photo op as well. So the next one, this one's probably my favorite just because of the pose that he did. So as I mentioned, Tamora Morrison, second favorite. Boba Fett is my second favorite character, so I had to get my photo with Tamora Morrison. And of course I did a different shirt for him. You've probably seen it on the channel, like a Bantha. So I wore that shirt, and this is a pose that we did. We did the bike pose, the speeder bike pose from the Book of Boba Fett. And same thing. I walked up to him with that shirt, and he read it, and he's like, "Oh, like a Bantha." So he's like, "How about we do the pose?" So we did the pose, and he even did like that huge smile, almost creepy looking smile, but great pose. So That's probably my favorite photo op that I got from Edmonton Expo. And now moving into the art prints that I picked up. So the first artist I picked up from, it had to be my friend Paul LaRue, who is a local artist here in Alberta. He's like half an hour away from me. So I could go buy prints off of him whenever I want, but I see him at all the local little toy shows and stuff, and at Edmonton Expo, Calgary Expo. So he had a couple prints. So he had one that I knew he was working on, and then I saw him post a video about another image that he was working on, uh, maybe a week or two prior to Edmonton Expo. So let me show you these prints. They're freaking amazing. All right, so the first one that I saw him, that I knew he was doing, he was gonna start working on, is this beautiful, beautiful Captain Rex print, and he's pulling a fellow 501st Legion clone trooper. He's got the super battle droid behind him, like coming up to him. So just an incredible print. So this is one that Paul had mentioned he was going to be working on when I saw him at one of the other local toy shows here in town. And I was like, well, yeah, no, I need that for my collection. But I love Paul's style of work here. Yeah, the super battle droids coming up behind him, and the laser blasts there, and yeah, just Captain Rex, right? So I needed to get that one. So that one's just beautiful. And then the next print I got off of Paul, I've only picked up two this time, but the next one, just as incredible, just as awesome. A little bit controversial, possibly, if you didn't like the series, but the character, whether you like the series or not, this character blew everyone's mind, I think. I'm pretty sure. So, this character, the Stranger, and look how incredible that looks with the red glow on everything. You got the Cortosis um, gauntlet there, the helmet, the little red lightsaber there, the other red lightsaber there. Just incredible work. So Paul, if you're watching, thank you so much for these two prints. I really do appreciate it. Looking forward to buying some more art prints off of you in the near future, my friend. But those are the first two art prints I picked up from Edmonton Expo. And then I got some prints from a new artist, or at least an artist that is new to me. I haven't seen his prints, or I didn't notice his prints when I went to Calgary Expo. Apparently he was there before. But the artist's name is Sheldon Bweckert. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Sheldon. If you're watching, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. But Sheldon does some incredible Star Wars art, and I really love the style that he does here, because he kind of leaves a bunch of white space around the character, but it just the colors really pop. His style is just beautiful, phenomenal. So I got 4 prints off of Sheldon, just because I think they were 4 for $50 or something. So really great price on these. So the first one is none other than Din Djarin, Mandalorian, from his earlier episodes of the series, so like the first few episodes before he got his all chrome, all silver looking armor. But look at the colors, the teal of the sky, the sun behind him. Yeah, just beautiful colors. And like I said, what he does with like the white space, like it still looks incredible. Like you got just enough color behind them to see where they are and stuff, and to give a little bit of depth to it. But I love the style of this. So Sheldon, I'm really impressed by your work. I'll definitely be picking up some more prints off of you in the future as well. And again, another local artist, pretty local to me, lives down in Calgary, so close enough where I could order off of him, and he can ship some prints up to me as well. So that's the first print that I picked up. The next print I picked up, I picked up the next 2 prints with the intention of hopefully putting them side by side in my art book there. But the first one is the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, and again the colors look just really incredible on this one. Like, just incredible color and detail on this print. Like the blues and the reds, in the background, and then the detail in Anakin's face. Like, look how evil he looks. He's like, yeah, no, I just turned Obi-Wan, you're gonna die, kind of thing. So that's just, again, incredible work. So that's the second one. The next one, as I mentioned, I have intentions on putting them side by side in my art book as well this time. So the next one is Darth Vader, and of course his background has to be all red, all fire and flames and evil and menacing. So yeah, that just looks incredible. It looks like the flames are kind of just starting to engulf the white paper there. So that looks incredible. Again, like, that's gonna look really beautiful with the two side by side. And that's one thing with Sheldon's work too. Like, you can put them side by side, and the white kind of, it looks like they're part of the same picture as well, which is nice. So that's another reason why I like Sheldon's work as well. So that's the Darth Vader. That's the third one. And then the last one, if you saw the thumbnail, you probably noticed it in the thumbnail, but it's my favorite character and a slightly different style. He didn't have a full body print of this guy, not yet anyways, but I had to pick this one up. Darth Maul, hooded, and again, like, the use of the white and how he blends stuff in like that into the white to make it look like it's just kind of ripping through the paper or whatever. It's just a great look. I love the look of his art. It's a beautiful style, and like, look at that. That's incredible. So that's my favorite. I think this one's my favorite print from Sheldon that I purchased off of Sheldon. So those are all my art prints, and that's all the stuff that I picked up throughout the month of September 2024. Let me know which item was your favorite down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.